What's going on, guys? Jim here from Clockwork Industries. Welcome to the Clockwork Gaming channel. I'm doing another video here for Diablo Immortal, and I wanted to go over my monk setup. I've been slowly working on figuring out how to play this class for the last 3 weeks. I'd played a Necro previously for about 2.5 months. So the first 2 weeks of the game, I played a Crusader, and then I switched servers over to Town Portal to play with JT and all the guys at one time. And at that point, I switched over and leveled a Necro. So I've been playing Necro for a long portion of the game. And I switched my Crusader over the original character over to a monk just to test it out, and it was a ton of fun. Now, I had been skeptical about class changing because I was going to have to refarm my green items because they don't switch from intelligence to strength. They turn into reservist gear, and you have to refarm them with strength stats to get your bonuses back. So I was kind of dreading that, but playing the monk was just so fun on the other class, I decided to pull the trigger on it, and here we are. So 3 weeks into it now. A buddy of mine in a Twitch stream, King Epic, he gave me this build that he's been working with, and it requires the Urge 4 set. And I didn't quite have that yet, so I stayed away from this build for a while. But now that I have, it's not a great one, but I have it. I have to sacrifice about, let's see here. I'm sacrificing about 150 combat rating to use the 4 set bonus, but it is crucial for this build. So basically what you're doing is you're relying heavily on this offhand, which makes flying kick temporarily increase damage for 10%. That turns flying kick into a buff. And you have 3 charges of flying kick. So every time you kick, you also proc Vithus. So you're getting 10% damage plus your Vithus urge buff, which is 30% attack speed for 3 seconds. So you essentially have Vithus urge buff up 24/7 because the way the kick timer is and the cooldown on Urge, you're pretty close to having it up full time. So I also combined Flying Kick with the new chess piece. So I'll show you here, actually. The new chess piece takes Flying Dragon and makes it a dash attack. I also have a lot of dash invocations for my Ancestral Tableau. And I use right now the damage buff, so I get another 15% damage. I'm working with Mountbank's 2-piece because I actually found a really decent belt with 3 sockets, and I also found these amazing boots in our Warband stash. So I've been borrowing these and doing the 2-piece Mountbank's 4-piece Urge set. The gems I'm running are Bloodsoaked Jade, Howler's Call, Seeping Vial, Bottled Hope, Blessing of the Worthy, and Chip of the Stone Flesh. Chip of the Stone Flesh is a new gem. I recently switched my Echoing Shade over to this because I was going to be using a lot more stuns. I was originally going to do that with my Necro because I wasn't playing a summon-based Necro anymore. I had a build that I put together that was a mix of my PvP build, and it just made for a really good dungeon farming build. I was actually going to do a video on that before I switched over to Monk, but it's too late now. So maybe if I go back to Necro, I'll do a video on that build. Either way, I didn't really need Echoing Shade because the summons weren't benefiting me. So I was going to be switching to Chip for the Fear Pants on the Necro. So it works out because the Monk has a ton of stuns. I have 4 stuns now, technically, or 3 stuns, and one of them is a dash AoE stun. So it's really heavy CC, and you apply Chip often. So those are the gems I'm working with. I also have the pants that give you an extra charge of Imprisoned Fist and the uppercut shoulders that turn Imprisoned Fist into an uppercut. So I get 2 stuns there, and then the AoE dash for my chest piece. The helm I'm running right now is just Shield of Zen increase. Right now it's actually the Dispel, but I think I'm going to turn that back to the increased time. My main hand is Shield of Zen Teleport. So I also get a Vithus buff from that as well. So I charge to a location, get Shield of Zen. That gives me Vithus Urge. And I technically have 2 kicks or 3 kicks and a 4th dash teleport shield that gives me Vithus. So I'm pretty much running Vithus all the time. So that is my setup. Fist of Thunder primary attack. The Dragon dash for my chest piece. 2 uppercuts. 3 kicks. All of these proc Vithus. Most of them, they all proc Bottled Hope as well because they're all considered buffs. And then my teleport dash with the Shield of Zen. I am going to go to the Essence guy and change that now. We're about to be doing our Rite of Exile in about 35 minutes or so. I'm going to do a video on that as well like I did for last week. But I just want to do a quick video overviewing the Monk setup that I'm running now. This is specifically a PvP setup. I have another couple builds that I've worked on with Suck to Duck, another guy from Twitch chat, and King Epic for PvE and dungeon stuff. So I'm going to do a couple videos on their recommended builds as well for that. And yeah, I just felt like going over a video on the monk setup that I've been using, and I thought it could be helpful. And I get a lot of questions on the build that I'm using. It'll be nice to be able to link a video into the Twitch chat to show people like a breakdown, basically. Uh, I do stream every morning on Twitch. I'll put a link down in the description. I'll have it in all the descriptions, all the videos that I'm posting on this new channel. I think that's going to be about it for this one. I just wanted to do a quick breakdown on that and go over what so far this really improved my kills and BGs. I am at a sorry, 1 second. About a 4600 rating. I guess I could have pulled up the leaderboard also, but that's my highest. Let me see actually what I'm at right now. Battlegrounds. I'm 5th on the server for monks at 4634. My kill rate has gone up substantially by switching over to this build. The hardest part about it is getting used to kick. Kick is an awesome skill. It's a great knockback, but it can get crazy. If you clip a wall, you could be sent off in the wrong direction, so you really have to learn how to tame that, and that's basically what I've been practicing the most out of this, is really getting the hang of how to get kick used properly and just use the right execution with all these attacks, because you do have a lot of offensive attacks. This is a very offensive build. Like, you're getting in there, and what I've been trying to do with it is be more of like a I guess a monk assassin type build. I don't have enough power and resonance to dive bomb into the middle of the shit in the battleground. So what I try to do is go around the edges and try to pick people off. That seems to be the most effective strategy with this. Try to get a lot of stuns, AoE stuns, and do some support work as well with all the stuns and crowd control. So I'll probably try to do a video on the PvP, but I do stream the battlegrounds every morning on the Twitch channel. So if you want to take a look, you can come over and check those out. I usually do the morning BGs at 8 a.m. Eastern time, but they're now going to be, since we have daylight savings time, they're now going to start at 7 a.m. Eastern time and go till 9. So I always run those BGs, and sometimes if my stream is a little longer, I'll end the day on the afternoon BGs. So come on over and take a look at that if you're interested, and I'm going to wrap the video up there. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them down in the comments as well. I'm still learning a lot about the monk. It's only been a few weeks, and there's one thing really quick. Don't get discouraged if you class change and you're not quite like feeling it yet, or you don't feel like you're doing as well. You start instantly comparing, especially if you played one class for a long period of time. I started instantly comparing like how I was doing on my necro versus how I'm doing on the monk, and it's not a fair comparison. Get all your essences, get your set bonuses first, get a little practice in for a couple weeks, and then give yourself a fair assessment of like how you're doing and where you need to improve. Because it's easy to just be like, oh, this class sucks, I'm not doing nearly as good. But you get used to playing another class. I'm going from like a ranged class to a melee class too, and this game heavily favors ranged classes. So there's a little bit of a learning curve, so don't get discouraged when you're doing that. Other than that, though, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you guys for watching. I will catch you in the next video. Later.